On a quiet evening in the English countryside, an apple fell from a tree. This simple event, seemingly ordinary, would spark one of the most unsettling and profound revolutions in human thought. That apple, combined with the mind of a young Isaac Newton, would lead to the discovery of the law of gravity, changing how we see the world and the universe forever. Isaac Newton was not just an ordinary thinker, he was a genius whose work laid the foundation for modern science and mathematics. His discoveries helped us understand the natural laws that govern everything from the motion of planets to the movement of objects on Earth. But how did Newton's ideas take us from that apple falling in a quiet orchard to exploring the farthest reaches of space? How did his insights about gravity, motion, and mathematics impact the world we live in today, and what can we learn from his life and work? As we explore Newton's life and his groundbreaking discoveries, we'll see that his journey was not easy. His story is a powerful reminder of the importance of curiosity, self-control, and the courage to push the boundaries of what is known. His discoveries continue to shape our understanding of the universe, and the lessons we can learn from his life encourage us to seek wisdom, embrace challenges, and never stop asking questions. Newton's story begins in 1642 in a small village in England. He was born prematurely, and his early life was filled with struggles. His father died before he was born, and his mother remarried, leaving him to be raised by his grandparents. Despite these challenges, Newton showed early signs of brilliance. He was deeply curious about the world around him, always asking questions and trying to understand how things worked. When he was a young man, Newton attended the University of Cambridge, where his interest in mathematics and science grew. But it wasn't until the Great Plague of 1665, when the university was temporarily closed, that Newton's genius truly began to shine. Forced to return home to the countryside, Newton spent 2 years in isolation. During this time, when the world was quiet and still, some of his most famous discoveries were made. One of the most important concepts Newton developed during this time was the law of gravity. As the story goes, he saw an apple fall from a tree and began to wonder why it fell straight to the ground. Why didn't the apple move sideways or float up into the sky? Newton realized that there must be a force pulling objects toward the Earth. And this force, he reasoned, was not limited to apples. It was acting on everything, including the moon and the planets. This was a revolutionary idea. Until then, people had different explanations for why objects fell, or why the planets moved the way they did. Newton's law of gravity brought everything together into one simple, powerful idea. Every object in the universe is attracted to every other object by a force called gravity. The strength of this force depends on the masses of the objects and the distance between them. This law explained not only why apples fall to the ground, but also why the planets orbit the sun. Newton didn't stop with gravity. He also developed 3 laws of motion that describe how objects move. These laws are still used today in physics and engineering, and they help us understand everything from how cars work to how rockets travel into space. Newton's first law of motion tells us that an object will stay at rest or keep moving in a straight line unless acted upon by a force. His second law explains that the force on an object is equal to its mass multiplied by its acceleration. The third law is perhaps the most famous. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. These laws of motion and gravity changed the way we see the world. They gave scientists a way to predict how objects move, and they helped us understand the universe in a way that had never been possible before. But what's even more remarkable is that Newton didn't have advanced tools or technology to make these discoveries. He used simple observations, logic, and mathematics to uncover the fundamental laws of nature. Newton's work in mathematics was just as groundbreaking as his work in physics. He's credited with inventing a new branch of mathematics called calculus. Calculus allows us to study how things change over time, and it's used in everything from engineering to economics. Today, calculus is essential for many fields of science and technology, especially in areas like space exploration and computer science. Without calculus, we wouldn't be able to launch satellites, predict the weather, or even design complex buildings. So how do Newton's discoveries connect to modern scientific advancements in space exploration? The answer lies in the fact that Newton's laws provide the foundation for everything we know about how objects move in space. When we send rockets into space, we use Newton's laws to calculate the force needed to escape Earth's gravity. When we study the orbits of planets, we rely on his understanding of gravity and motion. Even the famous Apollo missions to the Moon and modern-day missions to Mars were made possible because of Newton's groundbreaking discoveries. But Newton's legacy isn't just about his scientific achievements. It's also about the way he approaches problems and challenges. Newton once said, "If I've seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." He understood that his work was built on the discoveries of those who came before him, and he was always eager to learn more. This humility and willingness to build on the work of others are lessons we can all learn from. Newton's life also teaches us the importance of self-discipline and perseverance. He faced many personal struggles, including periods of loneliness and frustration, but he didn't give up. He continued to ask questions, even when the answers weren't easy to find. He worked tirelessly, often in isolation, to develop his ideas and push the boundaries of human knowledge. One of the most inspiring aspects of Newton's story is his ability to stay focused on his goals. Even in the face of distractions and challenges, he didn't allow setbacks to stop him. Instead, he used them as opportunities to think more deeply and explore new ideas. This is a powerful lesson for all of us. No matter what challenges we face in life, we can always choose to keep moving forward, to stay curious, and to never stop learning. As we reflect on Newton's life and work, we can see how his discoveries continue to impact the world today. His laws of motion and gravity are still taught in schools, and his contributions to mathematics are used by scientists and engineers around the globe. But perhaps the most important lesson we can take from Newton's story is the importance of curiosity, hard work, and the pursuit of knowledge. In a world where we're constantly faced with new challenges and opportunities, Newton's example reminds us that we all have the potential to make a difference. Whether we are solving complex problems or simply trying to understand the world around us, we can learn from Newton's dedication, discipline, and determination. Isaac Newton's discoveries changed the world, and his legacy continues to inspire generations of scientists, thinkers, and innovators. But his story is also a reminder that greatness is not achieved overnight. It takes time, effort, and a willingness to explore the unknown. Newton's life shows us that with curiosity, hard work, and the courage to ask big questions, we can unlock the mysteries of the universe and achieve things we never thought possible. As we look to the future, we can be inspired by Newton's example to push the boundaries of what is known and to continue exploring the mysteries of the universe. His discoveries laid the foundation for modern science, and the lessons we can learn from his life encourage us to embrace curiosity, discipline, and the pursuit of knowledge. We may not all be scientists, but we all can think critically, ask questions, and seek out truth in our own lives. In the end, Isaac Newton's story is not just about one man's genius. It's about the power of human curiosity, the importance of perseverance, and the impact that one person's ideas can have on the world. His life teaches us that the pursuit of knowledge is a lifelong journey, one that requires patience, dedication, and an unwavering commitment to understanding the world around us. If you've been inspired by the life and discoveries of Isaac Newton, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the incredible stories of history and science. Together, we can continue to explore the wonders of the universe and learn from the brilliant minds that shaped our world. Let us know in the comments what part of Newton's story resonates with you the most, and how his example has inspired your journey of curiosity and learning.